Some policy option before we enter the class. Knowing that there are many causes of inequality, okay, and poverty in this case, government should intervene by first changing the functional distribution. Functional distribution, what does that mean? In this case, we talk about the income for each components in the production function. Okay, you know that there is a part of labor that contributed, okay, to the production function. There's also the capital. There is also the land, according to the classical point of view. Okay, and besides that, it should be the story of technology advance. Okay, but when we talk about the functional distribution here, normally there is the common story for everywhere in the world. That means the capital, okay, and land, the part of this kind of input has more income than the labor. Land rent, capital, that means interest. Okay, normally the income for the two kind of input is a bit higher than the income for the labor power. So find the way, okay, to give more income to labor and less to capital in a way by some kind of minimum salary, okay, the minimum salary, different, the assistance or subsidy to labor power, okay. Give more income to labor. You know that with the policy relating the overtime, okay, of course that would give more income to labor. There's no policy relating to the overtime in case of interest or in case of land rent, but overtime in case of labor. It's an example of policy that give more income to labor. Okay, change asset and skill inequality. That talk about the source of income inequality, asset and skill. Land reform. Land reform. You know that the assets. Okay, someone has more land than someone else. Okay, inequality from generation to generation, and land reform is a very sensitive policy. Okay, you must make attention if you remember about the Vietnam history. Okay, there was a lot of mistake with the land reform. Okay, you know that in the north of Vietnam. Microcredit, credit, okay, the loans, but micro, that is very small. Sometimes you know that someone who get benefit from microcredit say that it's never ever enough for them to be richer. Okay, because that is microcredit. Basic education is another consideration by the government. Okay, promote the basic education, encourage the poor to get the basic education with subsidy from the government. Okay, tuition fee, for example, no. Okay, the free education, especially the free basic education to the poor. Make taxes more progressive to take more, income, more money from the rich, okay, and less income from the poor. With poverty reduction program, then make direct transfer or subsidize for food, education, health, etc. So many government expenditure program by which with the main objective is the poverty reduction. Okay, the poor will receive the highest benefit from this program. Changing relative factor price. Relative factor price. Here, there is a story to compare between the traditional sectors such as agriculture, okay, and modern sectors such as manufacturing industry. You know that in the agriculture sector, worker very low income and minimum wage law are seldom enforced. It's not enforced. Okay, normally there's no regulation about the minimum salary in agriculture. Okay, sector. But in the modern sector, such as manufacturing, you can see that they are artificially high wage because of the trade union activity. Okay, the trade union công đoàn. Okay, the trade union activity. So the master, okay, the company must accept the employer must accept to price up, okay, higher salary to the employee. So that become artificially. But when they price up higher salary, they ask the employee to work more intensively. Okay, and there could be someone who will lose job because the other people must work more intensively. Okay, someone who will say that worse than the other people will lose job and will make people, okay, more people to poverty and exclusion. So more inequality, okay, in the society with this kind of artificially high moral sector wage because of the law on minimum wage. Okay, the trade union activity give the pressure, okay, to the employer to raise up the salary. But finally, okay, there could be more poverty and more inequality in this meaning. Okay, so transfer payment and public provision of goods and services here, with many conditions, okay, to be respected. Make sure it targeted to the poor. Prevent the poor from becoming dependent on it. A lot of poor dependent on the subsidy, okay, of the government. But encourage appropriate risk taking. That means use the money, okay, to invest and make money, okay, create money. But a lot of poor dependent on it. That means use the money to self-consumption, okay, and still being poor, and be dependent on the assistance, the subsidy from the government. Okay, this kind switching from work to program. That means, with the work to program, and in this case, if we to turn, okay, from work to program, you can see that there will be some, okay, specific the way that people could be paid, okay, by specific program is not by their work, their position of work, but earn, okay, money from specific program. By productivity from each program, okay, and avoid resentment by nearly poor but not enough who are working. In this case, there are some basic consideration to be considered by the government. It's not, okay, for every situation. And in this case, the advice, okay, from the researcher here is that need for a package of policy that would eliminate price distortion, more efficiency, more employment, and less poverty. With structural change in asset ownership, here we talk about the way to land reform, for example, asset ownership, okay, or the way that people put tax to the second, real estate, okay, from the second real estate asset, or progressive tax and transfer with safety net. There is another part in this section about poverty in Vietnam that would be you could read from the newspaper, because normally with the other class I invited students to do the assignment, okay, to write about the situation of poverty in Vietnam. That could be a topic, okay. But in this case, you could read about the poverty in Vietnam from some website, okay, GSO or some specific ministry, okay, about poverty in Vietnam, as well as some specific policy that has been applied. The last chapter is about income redistribution. I don't say that in the midterm exam, we could end up, okay, by this income redistribution chapter, okay. But whatever you have answered before the break time, okay, could be appear in your, okay, midterm. Okay, such as the calculation of tax, personal income tax, okay, such as some measurement of poverty, okay, and with someone else could make attention with the exercise about market failure, okay. In any case, market failure refer to the situation by which social welfare is not maximized. So the calculation of double loss, something like that. Okay, the calculation of real social, the quantity, market quantity, okay, and social quantity, for example, you should calculate. Okay, the calculation of specific, effect of policy to CS to PS, okay, to profit of seller, producer, for example, or to the social welfare. So you reconsider, okay, every kind of exercise that we have, okay, done before. And of course, by this Friday, there will be no more theory because it's the 2 sessions, okay, that you present. I think that